He turns, looks at the seat right beside of me, and comes and sits down. Bah! And just punched him right in the jaw. I was feeling like Rocky.
I got to look at the drunk driving arrest with my fine-tooth comb.
What was the last thing you jumped on?
The bandwagon.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Today is Tuesday, July 31st, 2018. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's edition of the Bandwagon Sports Podcast from the Raleigh-Durham Airport. Did I get that right?
Raleigh.
Raleigh.
You're learning.
I'm doing my best. I'm not good with that word. I never have been in the entirety we've known each other. But from the Raleigh-Durham Airport in North Carolina, my name is Alex Strofe. You can find me on Twitter at Alex_Strofe. Joining me, as always, alongside me for the last time and for a while here in the Raleigh-Durham Airport is Mr. Victor Hensley, my right-hand man, my partner in crime. You can find Victor on Twitter at Freezeal, Frezeal 33 for Zeal33 on the Twitter. Victor, how are we?
Doing very well. This is a sad day. Happy and sad.
Sad morning.
Sad morning. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. We didn't get much sleep last night.
No.
We slept for, what, 2 hours?
Roughly.
Went to bed about
I think
12.
I think I got about that.
I think I went to bed about 12:30, woke up at 2:30. So 2 hours. We're in the airport, and surprisingly, it's almost 5 a.m., right?
Yep.
And there's a ton of people in this airport.
It is
People coming
packed.
in and out.
I'm actually shocked by how ridiculous it is right
But
now.
if I threw a pin on the floor, everybody in our general area would be able to hear it. It's pretty
quiet. It's quiet. So we are the entertainment this morning, I think, as we sit
We're getting people.
They're
staring at us a
throwing
little
tips
bit.
into my bag. We think we're entertainment.
We pretty much are.
So I guess let's run over what we went through this week. It's been a lot of fun. So we'll have Antawn Jamison, two-time NBA All-Star and 1998 College Basketball Player of the Year. He will join us in just a little bit. We stopped by his camp Saturday and Sunday at the University of North Carolina. Antawn was a lot of fun, so we will get to that interview in just a little bit. But obviously a big weekend. I mean, I got here, Thursday afternoon, just a little bit, about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock
right.
Eastern Standard Time. And, we kind of made Thursday the fun day. We went to UNC. I saw the podcast lab you record at during the school year.
We recorded a show in
the podcast lab, so the episode of the Jones Angel was recorded outside of the interview. I recorded the interview back in Wisconsin, but the rest of that episode was recorded in Chapel Hill. And then from there, we had a busy week. So Friday with the GRNC. I screwed up. GNCRT, the Great North Carolina Road Trip. GNCRT. Hashtag.
Yeah, we made a stop at Davidson on Friday morning, very early in the morning.
Yep.
The smallest college I've ever seen in my entire life.
What is it, 2,500 students?
1,500.
1,500 students.
Little over 1,500.
And it's a Division I college, which is so weird to me. And then we went to Wake Forest as well. And we'll get to those interviews next week, so stay tuned for those.
Yeah.
We won't drop who it is yet, but it was a lot of fun. Maybe 5 stars. If you rate us 5 stars, maybe that's a hint for the Wake Forest interview.
There you go. I love it.
So that said, the combination population of those two colleges is smaller than my D3 college, which makes no sense to me.
I think Wake's a little over 5,000?
A little over 5,000, and Davidson's like 1,500, and UWSP is like 78. So
I'm pretty sure if we add up almost all of the schools we went to and add your school in, it's not as much as my school.
Yeah, so
that's pretty insane.
Weird thoughts here, but Duke was large. We went there yesterday, which was Monday. Yeah, yesterday being Monday. And what else? So
radio station 102 Jams.
Yeah, we sat down with B-Dot, which you'll hear from him on Thursday. We get a little cameo from an NBA All-Star, so
that'll be fun.
Stay tuned for that. That's interesting.
Man,
where else have we gone?
We went to Carolina for 2 days. And we talked about it on the Jones Angel episode. We had a lot of issues on Saturday with Carolina, with the debit cards,
computers,
everything. Waking up in the morning.
We were having mixer issues this morning, microphone issues.
Yeah, sitting here in the airport. We were recording audio, and you started to sound like an android.
It was
when
cool.
You played it back.
I thought it was a good look for me.
Yeah,
good sound for me.
There you go. No, it's been a blast, man. Like I honestly, at least you didn't come here and we sat around on the couch and ate potato chips all day. Like we were productive. We got some.
You put on the miles on your Trailblazer, man. You put on the miles.
Oil change real quick. We were trying to figure out how many miles we could have possibly driven.
Right.
And I honestly, we went to Winston-Salem and back just to get your debit card.
Yeah, that's 144 miles.
I I don't even know. I think it's like something like 80
Yeah.
just to get to like Raleigh, something like that. And I've been here multiple times. I mean, I've put on. I'm gonna go ahead and say around 1,000 miles on my car.
Well,
on
that's productivity in a
road
nutshell.
trip for you.
That's the GNCRT right there, the Great North Carolina Road Trip.
Now I gotta ask you, man. What's your favorite moment of the trip?
My favorite moment of the trip. Oh boy.
Put you on the spot.
There's a lot of them. I mean, on a show aspect, I think just meeting people is always fun.
Yeah.
And even phone interviews are always fun. But I think sitting down, shaking hands with somebody, breaking bread, actually having an in-person conversation, there's nothing like that. I mean, I've done a lot of that with whether it's a high school, a college, or a professional athlete.
Right.
I've done a lot of that, and I always think, and you know me, I love interaction, and this is kind of a very serious note, but I'm a huge guy when it comes to interaction, connecting, et cetera, et cetera. It was cool to meet different people, even people you didn't see hear on the microphone. You won't hear on the microphone. People behind the scenes that will thank each episode. Livis Freeman being one with Antawn Jamison,
correct.
And a whole bunch of other thank yous at UNC that made that weekend possible. But Livis Freeman being the biggest one. So big thank you to him. We'll get into that later. But, I mean, it was just, connectivity, interaction is so cool for me. So that's what this trip's all been about. And even on an off-the-show record as well, meeting your family, meeting your friends, which was all really, really cool for me.
I completely agree with that. I'm going to go ahead and say, it was awesome, like you said. First of all, it's great having you here in my state, getting to show you some random things that we love, getting to take you to Cookout, Bojangles, places like that. Give you a little taste of the South, some sweet tea.
Yeah, sweet tea.
That. I just see my home. Didn't get to see my high school, which I really wanted to show you. Not much. We'll get there. But
we're not there yet. That's the second date.
There you go. But I love being able to sit around, talk to people in person, get that in-room chemistry with people. But I gotta say, one of my favorite moments of the trip was just the fact that at Antawn Jamison's basketball camp, we were pretty much a fly on the wall for 2 days.
Yeah.
We didn't do a whole lot in terms of interviews. We did only a couple. We got rejected by a person or two trying to get an interview. That's just the journalist. It happens. Reporters.
It's all right. It happens.
But it was really cool being able to see the same kids 2 days in a row. Kids asking me about the hoodie that we had. Kids doing yoga. Dudes winning awards for having great character. Like I've never been really to a basketball camp like that. And it was just fun to see, how happy the kids were, how competitive they were.
I got a story for you.
Yeah.
So I went to a Bucks camp one time.
Okay.
John McLaughlin, who was the voice of the Bucks of some aspect for quite some time. I think he was a former coach as well. I think he was the color commentator at some point for the Bucks. But he ran, that camp, and it was a traveling camp around the state of Wisconsin. Right. And I went there. I don't know. I was probably in 6th or 7th grade. Trying to become a better basketball player, right?
Okay.
So
I don't even know you would need to. You're dominant.
I know I'm dominant. I beat you 1-on-1.
Yeah.
So they ran this contest where you get 45 seconds on the clock, and you have to beat the score in front of you. And the best score stands. So you get 45 seconds. A layup is 1 point. A free throw line to 3-pointer, any shot in that range is 2 points, and then obviously a 3-point is 3 points.
Okay.
And whoever can collectively score the most points, they win. So anyway, there was, 50, 60 kids at this camp. I ended up winning the whole contest.
Okay.
I don't remember how many points I had. I didn't have that many. But so I won an autographed ball. I forgot who it was. The name's slipping me. But I'll have to look into it. I'll figure it out. But I got the autographed ball. I got a picture with it. I thought it was really, really cool.
Right.
I was like, this is freaking awesome. So I get home after the camp that night. Dude gets traded. Because I think it was the night of the draft, and he gets traded in some draft package.
Oh my god!
That must have been like a year or 2 years before Giannis. So I'll have to look into the Bucks time capsules and figure that out. But he got drafted or he got traded the night I got that ball. So I was very, very disappointed. I don't know where it is anymore. I think I still have it, but I'll have to figure that out when I get back.
Luckily, the kids that won the autographed jerseys and stuff at Antoine's camp got Hansbrough, Antoine, people like that's autographed. So I think they're good on that.
Yeah,
front.
and it's all UNC themed, which is a nice touch, obviously.
Right. I just think first of all, we're talking to Antoine in this interview, so in this episode, so this is relevant. You could just tell how much he genuinely cares about the people there.
Yeah.
Like he is 100%. If you see him on TV, if you saw him, being a Lakers commentator, whatever, you could tell he's just a fun happy guy. He's cheerful. He's a happy person, and you could easily tell that the entire camp. Even though he yelled at a couple kids, he had to grab people up by their shirts,
that was funny,
by their belt loops and stuff. But I mean, overall, he obviously cares about them. You saw him laughing. You saw him making jokes. So it was overall just a really good time seeing him there. I'm seeing all the student athletes helping out with the camp, things like that. People like Kendall Marshall coming back, Tyler Hansbrough. Maybe not to help out. Tyler did. Kendall didn't. He came to watch and just hang out and sign some autographs.
Right.
But it was a really good time. So.
Yeah, definitely, no doubt. So let's get to Antawn Jamison. Antawn Jamison, a great conversation, obviously. At his camp, we talk obviously all things his camp, his career. Obviously, a scout with the Lakers these days. So getting LeBron James on his squad was a big note with him. We talk about how the game has evolved since. I mean, he's played. He retired just a few years back, but coming up now, obviously a new game in some aspects. So he talks a little bit about that. So let's get to Antawn Jamison now on the bandwagon. We are joined now by 1998 NCAA National Player of the Year and two-time NBA All-Star, Mr. Antawn Jamison at his basketball camp. Antawn, I know you're a busy dude, so thank you for taking the time to join us.
Hey, man, thanks for having me. Nice to catch up with you guys and get the background. So I think it's going to be a great interview, and we're going to have fun.
Let's do it. So I guess let's start with where we are, what we're doing. Obviously, the annual Antawn Jamison basketball camp. It's named after you because you're important. But I mean,
I wouldn't go that far.
What's that?
I said I wouldn't go that far. Now I'm not that important.
But I mean, every year you're doing this, you're coming back. So talk to me about the importance of giving back, teaching some kids some crucial tools and things that you do in this 2-day camp, and obviously the connection with Carolina coming back here every year.
Yeah, man, this is the 13th year.
Wow.
So we definitely have been blessed to been able to do this for so long. When we first got started, it was just wanted to give back. I know a lot of kids looked up to myself and just the whole profession as far as basketball, and always wanted to give back to the community. And it started back in Charlotte, my hometown, and each year has grown. The last couple years we've been here in Chapel Hill. We did it in Charlotte for a couple years, and we was like, you know what? Let's kind of switch it up a little bit. I think it'd be cool for the kids to come in and to the Dean Smith Center and so forth. And once we came here, man, it's just been unbelievable. I love to see the same kids come back year after year. The parents always give us great feedback as far as how much they loved it, how much their kids enjoyed it. And for me, it's just my calling. This is what I was destined to do. I always just think about if I was a kid and I had the opportunity to have somebody who played in the NBA or who was affiliated with it, and it would have made a big difference. So for me, I keep it real. I'm honest with them. I let them know how difficult it is, whether it's middle school, high school level, college. You have to compete at a high level. You have to be disciplined. And the kids enjoy it. They keep coming back. And like I said, we have a lot of kids, and they get the opportunity to see some of the former current players here. Tyler Hansbrough was here earlier. A lot of guys are going to be on the team this year, so they get the opportunity to get that whole Carolina feeling as well.
Yeah, and I want to bring that up. A couple aspects of this camp aren't always basketball related. Yesterday you had some police officers here doing some speaking, and you bring in guys like Tyler Hansbrough. You had an interview with Cam Johnson yesterday. So what is it with those important different aspects that you want to provide, kind of mental lessons at a young age, right?
Yeah, it's more than just basketball.
Absolutely.
We got a lot of questions about the police brutality and things of that nature, and what other ways some of these kids, when they view the police officers, is always a negative thought that comes to their mind. So, let them know like they're just like you and I. The only difference is that they put their badge on, and there are some great police officers out there. So a lot of kids was honest. They was like, every time I think of the police, I think of something negative. So hopefully this can change their mind. They gotta know they're just doing a job. We had the kids doing yoga. I mean, for me, that was something that extended my career. I could have continued to play, but that is an important thing. You have to stretch. You have to take care of your body and so forth. So I just try to give them, you're at a basketball camp, you love it, but it's certain things that, whether it's the yogas with the stretching and just me just being honest with them, but also just something just in their everyday life, because basketball, at the most, 3 or 4 hours out of your day, unless you're watching at home. But you see police officers, 24/7 every day. So just things like that, I think, is very important, and I think it makes a difference.
And the thing about this camp that I've noticed, I've been to a couple camps before with athletes, and it seems like they don't really get as involved as you are. Like, for those of you that don't know what Antoine's doing at this camp, like, you were out there screaming, you were running around. Like, I just saw you like sprinting and stuff, and it's just like, I mean, you really seem to care about these kids.
He's even disciplining when he has to if kids aren't.
I saw you pulling some kids away.
I don't understand why you have a camp if you're not going to be involved.
Right.
And I've seen in the past, a lot of guys just have their name on the camp and they might show up for an hour and they're gone. But this is my camp. I'm involved. I'm here the time the kids get in until the time they leave, and that's how it's supposed to be. You're supposed to dedicate your time, your efforts into your craft and your name, and just when it makes sense to have somebody run my camp, and I just might come in and say a few words. I'm here. I'm trying to teach. I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to give them the understanding that, hey man, like we're doing this together. We out here having fun together. We're gonna learn together. So. Never was that type of person to just put my name to something and not give a full effort. That's the reason why I don't do AAU and stuff like that, because if I do it, I want to be able to be involved and be there the whole time. So with my camp, it's an Antawn Jamison camp. I'm going to be there. I'm going to dedicate my time and effort. Like I said, man, I was tired. 9 o'clock, my feet was hurting. My voice was gone, and I was in the bed ready to crash, and that's how it should be. You should be out there. You should be out there helping out these kids, and you should be a part of the camp as well.
So you're still so heavily involved in basketball. We'll get into kind of your scouting career in a minute here, but you're still clearly in great shape. So I got to ask, the big three, that's the big up-and-coming league. Will we ever see you make a return to the court? I do have to pose it.
Hey, man.
You've got so much energy, Twan. Like,
I got the energy.
You're ready today.
I got the energy to play golf. I got the energy to take care of my kids. That time is gone and past.
Oh, that's too bad.
I work out 3 or 4 times a week. I can run 4 or 5 miles, but as far as that basketball shape, I'm done, man. I don't think people want to see me out there trying to go through a screen or all this. I mean, it was fun, and the reason why I'm able to just not pick up a basketball and I'm done is because I gave it everything I could. I didn't take any days off my 16-year, career in the NBA and college. So I got everything I could out of basketball. I'm not one of those guys like, man, I wish I would have done this, or I wish I would have gave more effort, year 9 through 12 or whatever. But the whole time I was there from my rookie year up until I retired, man, I gave everything I could to the game of basketball. And it's time for me to do other things, man. I'm trying to get the handicap down on the golf course. So.
And Alex mentioned, you're now a scout for the Los Angeles Lakers. So obviously I've got to ask, Lakers just signed LeBron James. Yeah. I'm sure you were heavily, involved in the facility with that, all the talks about signing LeBron and everything. So you were actually teammates with LeBron in Cleveland for a little bit. So how is it going to be, first of all, having LeBron in L.A., and then how have you spoken to him? How is that going to be?
I haven't spoken to him. It does make my job a little bit more easier.
You think?
Yeah. Because, scouting this was my first year doing it. And it was an eye-opening experience. Just the amount of time and travel that comes into it, but it's rewarding as well. To be in that draft room and you got Magic and, the owners there trying to, bounce ideas who we should take and this and that. And now we had a young core group of guys who over the last couple of seasons have developed into household names. And now you sign like the biggest talent to ever play this game in this generation, and now he's part of your organizations, and now all of a sudden you have all these veterans who are chasing that ring, who's trying to get the opportunity to get a ring and things of that nature. So we went from an organization who had some great young talent that was maybe a couple years away from, really contending.
Now right there.
Golden State is about to hit the downfall. Some of these guys might leave, and they're getting older, and but now you go from a situation where you're thinking years down the road to like, it's a possibility in the next couple of years we have the greatest chance to win a championship. And if LeBron can stay healthy, I mean, the things he did last year, man, I seen Mike and all those guys play, but he pushed you in that realm as far as, like, he's the greatest to ever play the game of basketball. And if he can stay healthy, man.
Just answered my next question.
Yeah, I mean, I can't see him not being able to, contend and add another banner to the legacy of banners that have been added to the Lakers organization.
And I mean, my next question was, you've played in an interesting era because you got to see the end of Mike. You got to see pretty much the prime of Kobe and the beginning of the prime of LeBron. You just said LeBron's the greatest to ever play, but I mean, the competition you played when you were in the league was so good.
The game is different.
Guys. And I mean, the Celtics were so good, but the game is different. Go on.
Man,
what do you mean by that?
If Michael Jordan was able to play the way they play the game today, I mean, it'd be unbelievable.
Right.
But if LeBron played in the era that Mike played, LeBron to me would still be able to be successful.
Right.
Because you didn't
as successful.
I think as successful.
Yeah. Okay.
You didn't have guys that were that size. Just his thought process. He's just not a scorer. I mean, to me, you can't compare the two because to me, Mike is the ultimate scorer, the ultimate winner of all time. From the time, I mean, I seen highlights of Jerry West, and of course, as I got older, I seen the end of Kareem's career. But to me, he's the best champion, the best scorer to ever play the game. But LeBron, to me, is just all-around player. I think he has to go up there. Right. He's able. I mean, he can score the ball at will. He can get guys involved. I mean, just his basketball IQ is unbelievable. So it's fun. To compare the two.
It's a good conversation always, right?
I think LeBron numbers are going to be – I think he's going to be the all-time leading scorer to ever play the game. But to me, like Mike did things that – I mean, he inspired LeBron James and Kobe and things of that nature. I mean, I had the opportunity to be teammates with Kobe and just to see, his thought process and just he wanted to win. I never seen anybody, like, as competitive – as he was night in and night out. But, I played with all three, but to me, Mike he's the guy that set the bar. But LeBron is doing things that I thought I would never see in this generation. But like I said, the game is different and so forth, but each guy could have played in each era, and that's what you want to see out of those guys when you compare them as far as being the greatest to ever play the game.
So I want to ask about another great Tar here. We're talking about Michael Jordan a little bit. Your man – Vince Carter, right? Your best friend, Vince Carter. The dude's still playing. He just signed a one-year deal with the Hawks. Did he hit the Fountain of Youth somewhere? Did you find that somewhere? What's going on with him?
I don't know. I mean, we played golf not too long ago, and when I say he couldn't bend down to read the putt because his knees was like just bad, but get him on the court the next day, he's able to do 360s and all this other stuff. He's done a great job as far as take care of his body, but I just think it's all mental. Like, after my 16-year career, I was just like mentally, I can't do this anymore. My kids was getting older, just like, the trading, leaving them for I was like mentally, man, I just can't do it. Right. But mentally, he's able to do the things he needs to do in order to get his body ready for 82 games, the travel, being away from family and things of that nature. I just think the mental aspect is just something that we've never seen because – it's 21 years, man. Yeah. It's like unheard of in this era. Like, the travel is better and things of that nature, but not physically being able to do it, but just mentally. Just like, you know what? I want to do it again.
Yeah.
And I talked to him last year. He said, I'm playing another year. And I just talked to him. He was like, I wouldn't be surprised if he goes another year. It depends on how it goes this year. I know he still wants to continue to play and be a part of a team that's just not going to use him for a locker room and he can go out there and actually play. And also it depends on if his body can withstand it. But that's 21 years at the highest level. That says a lot. And I'm not talking about he's just to the point where he can just sit there and just – the guy's still, doing unbelievable dunks. He's
still
and
quick.
Yeah.
And, we were talking last week. We were thinking, is he gonna retire? And then all of a sudden the next day the news comes through. Because we were prepping for down here.
If there's any possibility, if you want to go ahead and tell him he's welcome back in Orlando. I'm a big Magic fan. We'd love to have him back next year.
That's home for him.
Yeah.
I don't think he would, rule that out. But, he just loves the game.
Right.
And he wants to go somewhere where he's welcome. where he feels like the organization's like, look, you can help us out. And that's the one thing they said, that he can still play, but we have a young team, and we know that he can come in and help out this young group of talent that we have. So he wants to do it. I don't understand how he's still doing it, but he loves it, and he's still competing at a high level. And the most important thing, I talked to him, he's having fun. It's not work. Absolutely. It's not like I got to come in. He knows what his job is. He knows where he can help out the team, and he enjoys doing that.
Yeah, Antawn, you've been great with your time. Just a couple more for you, and obviously you had you possess some perspective that many players, former players, don't have, and you have a front office perspective, you have a player perspective. So I want to ask you about this league, today's league. You mentioned it was a different game. You look from 2016, 16 of the 26 All-Stars are on different teams. You look at guys like Kawhi Leonard openly saying he's unhappy in San Antonio. So what is with this league where it's a new era of openness for players? And, I always look at the Kawhi Leonard and I think that just seems like it's dysfunctional, which is that the case? We don't know. But what is with the new league where players are constantly on the move?
It's an adjustment. I mean, you think of a lot of former players who played when I played. You hear guys like Charles Barkley and those guys say that we would have never done that, LeBron going to Miami. Hey, man. Just because it's something that we're not accustomed to seeing doesn't mean that it's wrong. Right. Kevin Durant going to Golden State. Mm-hmm. Nobody ever would have thought that he would leave an OKC team that was up 3-1 and then go join the team. And everybody is like, Golden State is what bad with basketball. Man, it's just something that we never experienced before. There's nothing wrong with it. You just got to adjust to it. If you are trying to win a championship, I love what Houston is doing. They're not complaining. They say, you know what? This is the reason I can't sleep every night, because this team is winning and what they're doing. And the Lakers, hey, we're not just going to sit back and allow these guys just continue to, stronghold the lead. Chris Paul was healthy. Might be a different story. So there's nothing wrong with it. I don't see anything wrong with it. These guys, Kawhi Leonard leaving, San Antonio,
question marks everywhere.
These guys, this generation is totally different. There's nothing wrong with that. A lot of people are like, these changes are being made. I don't understand why guys are doing that. Hey, I see nothing wrong with it. It's basketball. You do not expect or want the NBA to continue to stay the way it was when I played it. Right. It's global now. It's worldwide. Owners are able to do things. So these players are like, look, we just can't let the NBA and these owners dictate where we want to go. We can do the same thing as well. So I know it's something that people don't understand or they're trying to get a grasp of, but I sit back and look at it like, look, hey, do what you want to do. Do what's best for you. Exactly. Do what's best for your family, and whatever you're going to be able to succeed at. And I don't see anything wrong with it. It's not hurting this league. I mean, to me, this is like the best playoffs I've seen in a long time.
Was competitive.
Because in the past, the first round, I'm not watching the first round. It's going to be over with 4-1, 4-0. But from the start of the playoffs to the end, man, it was unbelievable basketball, and that's what you want to see. So I don't see the league going backwards. I just think that they got to put in the work and find a way to get it done and beat the team that is, that's just doing unbelievable things. Because, back in the 80s, you had, Boston and Lakers in the finals for 7 out of 8 years or whatever. Right. So it's just –
True that.
Yeah, that's how it is, yeah.
And, we talked about how you're in peak physical shape, in my opinion. You look great out there and everything. Yeah. I want to test your mental state at this point, your memory a little bit.
I'm good, man.
So I want to know, what was your career high?
My career high, 51 points.
When'd you get it?
Back-to-back.
He's right.
Who'd you play?
The first back-to-back was against Seattle, and the second back-to-back was against the Lakers, and Kobe had 51 that game as well.
Wow.
Overtime win.
I'm impressed.
Well, how was that playing against Kobe? Both of y'all dropping 51.
It's unbelievable, man. To me, it kind of gave me that stamp as far as you belong in this league.
Right.
Because to start my career, we had to lock out. I struggled my first year or so. Then I started playing well. My second year, I got injured, and that was the first time I had to deal with that. And then that third year, I was kind of getting into the flow of things, and then I started. You scored 51 points. That says a lot.
Right.
And to do it back-to-back against the Lakers, who was the defending champions, and they came into town, and they had Shaquille and Kobe and those guys, and Phil Jackson was coaching the team. So to me, it just gave me that stamp that, you know what, you're going to be in this league for a while, and you definitely put in the work, and it's paying off.
Right. Well, Antawn, we went way over our limited time with you, but you've been great, man.
I appreciate it.
Great guy, great interview. I mean, the best person. So keep doing this thing. I hope you don't have any plans of slowing this down.
I appreciate it, man. Thanks. It's nice to meet you guys, man. It was a pleasure.
Yeah. Hey, if you ever want us to suit up out there, just
hey, come on out there. I yell at you guys too, man.
All right, let's party. We are back. Thanks again to Antawn Jamison for joining us today on the Bandwagon. Antawn, obviously, I said it at the end, a great person, a great interview, and a man that sticks to his roots, helping out UNC for the last, 14 years or something like that with his camp. So, hell yeah, Antawn Jamison. Thanks again for joining us.
He's the man.
But, Victor, you're fired up about something.
I'm fired up. We're sitting in the airport. First of all, can I talk about the guy that sat next to me?
Yeah.
Can I mention that?
Yes.
So there's a good chance he might have been a pilot or something like that. I have no idea.
Yeah.
He was dressed up in a suit type thing. He comes through we're sitting right beside one of the entrances. He comes, as soon as he walks through the doors, it's like the automatic doors that slide open. He turns, looks at the seat right beside of me, and comes and sits down, points and says, "Excuse me" or something. I don't know what he says.
He more of like gave you a point and threw you.
He didn't ask me if anybody was sitting beside of me, even though I've got a bag right here. Nothing. He's like, "Excuse me," and points at the chair and sits right next to me. So it was at the very end of the part we recorded right before the Antawn interview.
Yep.
So if there's anything weird going on at the end of that, it's because Steven or something like that.
I like Steven. I think that's a good fit.
I think his name could be Waylon for some reason.
Waylon?
Waylon.
I like it.
I like it. Okay.
I like that's
so
a good fit.
I'm fired up because of that. But then I also was just kind of like scrolling through my phone, and I saw a headline.
Let's hear it.
And the headline was, Antonio Brown lobbies for Dez Bryant to sign with the Steelers. All right?
Yep.
We know Dez Bryant's also been in talks with the Browns a little bit. We don't know where he's going to sign.
The AFC North.
Apparently, I don't know.
But not Baltimore, though.
Not Baltimore, though. Even though we offered him a 3-year contract, he didn't want to come.
Yeah.
So all these people are all of a sudden, interested in Dez, right?
Yep.
And then we saw Dez on Twitter going off about Jerry Jones, about Sean Lee. What do you call him? Sean Snakely?
Sean Snakely, yeah.
Or something like that.
Snakely, maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah,
something
it was
like that.
Snakely, I think. So I'm going to pose a question to you, Alex, because I know my answer. If you're, an NFL fan, which you are, do you want your team to sign Dez Bryant?
No, I don't. I think he's still got a lot to offer, but here's my 2 cents. I don't want the Packers to sign him. I don't think he's a good fit with Green Bay. But I do think he's a good fit with a team like Cleveland, although he is a problem in the locker room. But that's a team that's trying to make that next step. Obviously, what are they, 1-31 in the last 2 seasons?
Yes, sir.
0-26 in their last however many games. So, I mean, they are really, really bad, trying to make a step up. They've got a new quarterback, got a new running back, got some new wide receivers, got some new targets for Tyrod Trailer. I think there's good fits for him. Pittsburgh, maybe, but I don't. Because you've already got divas in that locker room with Le'Veon Bell complaining about contracts. You have Antonio Brown, who's fun. I love Antonio Brown. Don't get me wrong, but
Juju Smith-Schuster kind of pisses people off a little bit with his how this you know what I'm saying? His little attitude thing.
I love Juju Smith-Schuster, so don't yell at me.
Yeah.
So no, I think he deserves to be signed. I personally don't want him in Green Bay.
But I'm sitting.
If
here,
I'm looking at other franchises, I'm thinking, especially for Cleveland, I think that's the best fit.
No, I don't agree with that. Because here's the thing: is he's not, in my opinion anyway. If Dez is ever going to listen to this, he's going to go off on me because he just apparently goes up on everybody nowadays.
Oh, if he's listening, then tell him it wasn't a catch in Green Bay.
But I'm just going to go ahead and say, he's not good for a young quarterback. He's good on the football field. His attitude, he's going to always want the ball. It's not going to be good for a dude trying to get there and learn.
I think that's a good point.
So he's got to be with a veteran, but he's got to be with a veteran who doesn't really have an ego.
I don't look at the quarterback necessarily. I look at a team's identity, and Cleveland's trying to build a new one, and you don't want a guy like Dez Bryant in your locker room because he destructs locker rooms. He destructs chemistry.
Because he's got
allegedly. I don't know if this is still the case. Maybe he's different.
When you're calling out Sean Lee and Jerry Jones and stuff like that on Twitter, it's probably accurate.
Yes.
But I look at guys like Jarvis Landry. They signed Tyrod and Jarvis Landry, who are two very team friendly guys.
Yep.
They're two guys who obviously care about the team. Jarvis especially, you could tell how excited he is to be in Cleveland, which is great to see because not many people are. But I was just trying to rack my brain really quickly on who in the world would be the best team for Dez Bryant to sign with.
I've been saying Cleveland for a long time.
The answer is Dallas Cowboys. Alex.
Yeah.
That is the only team I can look at and be like, you know what? He needs to go there. He needs to be a Cowboy forever. Because it's just that team, the arrogance surrounding the ownership, everything. Ezekiel Elliott's kind of, whatever he is, however you should describe him. If there's one team he fits with, it's them.
Yeah, but he's already burned that bridge. So I think that's funny. I think that's. I think it's funny. You have a good point. But no, I don't know how much we've talked about this. Have we talked about this at all?
No.
I've talked about this on a couple different programs. Then, in my opinion, with Denton Day, I was on there a couple weeks ago, and I called the Browns signing. I said I think that makes the most sense. But San Francisco's another one, a young quarterback, a team that needs a top target.
They don't. As we've talked about with multiple 49ers fans, we don't know. They can barely name wide receivers on their roster.
So I think Dez Bryant could go to San Francisco, Seattle, Cleveland are kind of my top three that stick out. Jacksonville maybe too.
I think Seattle would be insanely interesting. Because offensively, just like we kind of mentioned with San Francisco, they need an identity offensively.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't have a lot of weapons in Seattle whatsoever. The defense is declining also.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, anyway, let's get back to Dez in particular. But
that's what I'm talking about.
I know that. But
if he signs with Seattle, that'd be something else. But
that would be interesting. But I don't see it happening. I think it's Cleveland. I think it's Cleveland or Pittsburgh. I think it's one of the two.
I think Cleveland's too wise. Surprisingly, they're too wise at this point.
I don't think that's a thing for Cleveland.
It is today. Never thought I'd say those words.
But fair enough. So I say Cleveland. What do you say?
We got to make predictions on this?
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to say land somewhere like Tennessee.
So you're going
Something
totally
like
oddball.
That. Indianapolis. Let's go Indianapolis.
That's
where he's going.
Giving Andrew Luck a target would be an interesting move. I just don't see it happening.
I mean, T.Y. Hilton's there. He's got one target.
Right.
But we'll see.
Anyway, elsewhere in news, LeBron James opened a school. I want to touch on this really quickly. A 3rd and 4th grade school in Akron, if I'm not mistaken. Right. I just want to say, we've never seen an athlete like LeBron James. Good move. And he's getting dogged a lot because people see it as like a tax write-off or something like that. But I think it's a great move. We've never seen an athlete quite like LeBron James. And Old Takes Exposed, friend of the show, Fred Siegel, he might have done his best work yet. He found a tweet from 2011 that said, so he tweeted the picture. It's from 2011, mind you. This is worth
7 years ago.
Yeah, that's a long time ago. So as of this morning at 5:20 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 3,500 retweets, 11.5K likes. Cheris Hodges tweets, June 13th, 2011. I was going to stop making LeBron jokes, and he tweeted that dumb-ish. God doesn't care in all capital letters. If you win a, in capital letters, championship! ! Go build a school. So
there you go.
Old Takes Exposed quotes, quote, okay, unquote, signed King James. I think that was well done. It's probably better if you have a visual of it because it's funnier that way. Right. But my narrator voice might not have done it justice. But nonetheless, friend of the show, Fred Siegel, I tip my hat to you.
Good on LeBron, man. You know I'm not the biggest LeBron guy, but I mean you can't deny the fact that he goes out there in the community. He does what he does.
He does what he does.
And
they are who we thought they were.
He's a big Akron guy.
They are who we thought they were.
Well, speaking of quotes.
Yes, speaking of quotes. SportsMe, the terrific sports debate app that lets you connect with other diehard sports fans. You can use 30-second takes, up to 30-second takes, that is, and debate on the hottest topics in sports. Download SportsMe today only on iOS. That said, we pose a question each and every week for the Bandwagon, hashtag Bandwagon QOTW, question of the week. And this week's question was, what is your favorite sports? Quote, reenact it for me. Reenact it for us. We are who they thought they were was not brought up. But so here are our favorite three.
I'm a man. I'm 40. That's right. I'm going with Mike Gundy. That speech was just so funny. And it's my favorite. The other two you mentioned, were really good. They were both really funny, but go with Mike Gundy, Oklahoma State football head coach. Go Pokes!
All right, so there's a lot of great sports quotes throughout history, and this is going to be a tough one. But Alex, I want to get on your Bandwagon podcast, so I'm going to do your favorite sports quote of all time, Bruce Buffer's signature catchphrase from the Octagon. And now, live from the Madison Square Garden Arena in New York, it's time! 3 rounds in the UFC heavyweight division.
Cannot play with them. Cannot win with them. Cannot coach with them. I won't do it. I want winners. Mike Singletary.
We are back. Thanks to everybody who participated with SportsMe, talking to us through there with the favorite sports quotes. I want to give credit to a guy named Brandon Crotchy. He did the Bruce Buffer impersonation. It's time. One of my favorite sports quotes. I thought that was actually pretty darn good.
It was, because I've heard you do that all the time.
And I don't do it as well as he did.
No, and he came out and he wrecked it.
And he had a comb in his hand, but a bad radio. But if you download SportsMe, you can go find it. But he had a comb in his hand.
Just like
a brush? A brush? What's the proper word for that? It was a brush.
It was a brush. A comb is like the little
thin
prickle.
ones.
Yeah.
Okay, it was a brush.
Like a hairbrush.
Yes, that.
Yeah, it was good. So that I'm assuming that is your favorite sports quote.
It's up there. I think there's so many Brett Favre sound bites that I love. Like, you got any left-handed footballs, or there's so many good Brett Favre quotes. But right. I think if I had to pick one, I'd probably go with Bruce Buffer just because it's so legendary, and his uncle Michael Buffer, who's "Let's get ready to rumble." I think that's a good one.
It kind of gives you chills when you hear either one of those.
A little bit, yes. The Buffer family is just legends when it comes to sports announcing. So
life.
Let's move on to a segment we have not done in about a year.
Let's do it.
It's called Trivia in Bolivia.
It is. Last time we had trivia in Bolivia,
I won.
You got me upset about Dwight Howard's middle name, which is what? What is Dwight Howard's middle name?
David.
Good job. Now we know it. So you got me upset about that whole thing. You ended up winning. I think we went another round. You ended up winning.
Yep.
So it's okay because I've got you on this one.
All right.
100% will win today.
So we're doing a one-round Trivia in Bolivia. What's the loser have to do here?
I'm going to say this really quietly so I don't get...
I think you're about to say what I was about to say.
So I don't get arrested. The loser has to scream bomb.
I was just about to say that, which is terrible.
We're in the airport. That's not a good idea, but we're going to do it.
Let's pretend that didn't happen. So anyway.
Content for you guys.
Content. Let's not do that, though, please.
So who wants to go first?
You can lead off. You can lead off.
No, rock, paper, scissors.
Who are we talking to for
B-Dot.
one quick minute? B-Dot. He called it paper, scissors, rock. And neither of us called him out on it.
We should have. We should have said, whoa.
Okay, I'm putting my mic down. Bad radio. We're doing rock, paper, scissors, shoot, right?
Actually, we're doing scissors, rock, paper. But
scissors, rock, paper, shoot?
Yes. That's how you do it. It's going to be bang, 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 chew.
Okay, put the mics down. Here we go.
All right.
One round. Loser goes first.
Gotcha.
Scissors, rock, paper, shoot. Oh, that was bad. Try again.
I got really confused.
Try again. Scissors, rock, paper, shoot. Scissors, rock, paper, shoot. Oh. Lead off, buddy.
All right.
Rock beats scissors, ladies and gentlemen, for all you sitting at home.
The theme of this is we're going to be asking questions about our trip.
Yep.
Right. So let's get to it.
Let's do it.
First question. What public establishment
boy.
did we go to the most, and how many times did we visit? One single public establishment.
So this is an interesting question because I don't know if you're referring to a restaurant or like
public establishment.
Does the Dean Smith Dome count?
My home is not
one
on the.
But how about like the Smith Dome?
I mean, it's a public establishment.
I don't think that's right. I just can't think of the name. It's on the cup.
It's on the cup? It's not. It's got to be a single establishment. It cannot be
Oh, okay.
a
So
chain.
not multiple. Okay.
Right. Sheets would be it, though. We went there almost every morning.
Oh, man.
Well, I think we've been to all different
I'm
Sheets.
struggling with this. I want to go with the Smith Dome, but I don't know if that's going to count.
It counts if it. I mean, it does count. And it's public.
All right, then give me the Smith Dome. I think that's what it was.
That's
because
incorrect.
What would be the correct answer?
The Walmart in Durham.
We only went there 3 times.
Went there 3 times. How many times did we go to the Dean E. Smith Center?
Well, I guess if you're counting going back and forth.
I don't and here's why I don't count it. We left our belongings there. Therefore, we were still kind of there.
Well, that's a subjective thing.
It's not a subjective thing.
Fine. Just take the point. Well, you don't get the point,
well,
but nobody gets the point.
The Dean Dome would still be 3, regardless.
So I'd still be right.
You know what? I'll give it to you. I thought you were going to get – that was my easiest question, so I thought you were going to get that, but that's okay.
The Walmart in Durham is funny.
Okay.
That's a funny answer.
We went to the Walmart in Durham so many times. It's unreal.
We did. It is unreal. I think we went there 4 times. I think I still got it wrong.
It's 3? Okay, we went –
No, it's not.
Okay, listen. We went to return the adapter.
Never mind. It is 3. You're right.
We went to go return the adapter.
Yep.
Did we also buy the hoodie at the same time?
Yes.
Okay. That's what I was confused if that was 2 separate incidents. Okay. Right?
No, what happened was we bought the hoodie and the adapter at the same time.
Did we?
We brought the adapter back, and then
we bought Mermaid Squad and Check Me Out.
Yes. And then we came back and bought a different hoodie. The same hoodie, but a different size.
But your size.
Yes.
Yeah.
I bought it first, but you stole it, and then you bought me more.
No, you let me wear it.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, anyway, so first question for me.
Little kid asked me where I got it.
What?
A little kid asked me where I got it.
That's true.
And he was shocked to hear it was $7 at Walmart.
Yes.
There you go.
Solid purchase. All right, my first question. Friday was when I was introduced to sweet tea.
Uh-huh.
We were at a family friend graduation party.
Okay.
How many cups of sweet tea did I have
3.
at that? All right, easy
3
money.
cups of sweet tea.
So did I get the point or not?
I'll give it to you.
All right, so we're 1-1. Question
1-1.
2.
Okay.
Was that easy? Three cups was that easy? That was a no-brainer for you.
You told me.
When?
Not today, but after it happened. You said, I just had 3 cups of sweet tea.
Fair enough.
I remembered that. Okay. So one of our guests, which you're going to have to mention the guest, because we wanted to keep it a secret, but I guess not because it's a question. One of our guests talked about how he and his buddies used to go up to your Wisconsin and party. Go to Milwaukee and party a little bit. Who was the guest that talked about it? Off the record, off air.
Oh man,
you got it.
I'm gonna go Chris Clooney, but I don't think that's right.
That's right. Davidson athletic director Chris Clooney.
Thank God.
Good job.
That was tough.
Party bus and everything.
That was tough.
Yeah.
I didn't even remember that story.
That was
that was well remembered.
2-1.
All right. I hope you got your vocal cords ready. Everybody in this airport is about to make. We're about to make a lot of ears bleed. I want you to sing a chorus or a part of the 2 songs we listen to the most in the car. But since this question is subjective, sort of, because I don't actually have the statistics of the 2. I'm thinking of 2 in particular, but I'll accept some other ones.
In particular as well.
Okay, so I think you'll get them. I'll take a few different songs. There's room for argument. What's that? I want you to sing at least a part from both of them.
Okay, you ready?
I'm ready. Number 1.
Number 1 is your favorite that you discovered apparently here in North Carolina.
Okay, I thought this one was a gimme.
She just wanna kick it, Jackie Chan.
That's good.
That's good for me. I don't remember what the other words are.
Yep, that's Jackie Chan by Tiesto, featuring Post Malone and some others.
And the other one is Come right that booty. Credit card on the booty.
Yeah, you got it.
Yep. There you go. Booty by whoever that was. What was that person's name?
I'm trying to figure that out right now.
I don't remember. Young was in the name. Was it
Young something?
Young
Black Youngster.
Black Youngster.
But black spelled BLAC. Black Youngster.
Okay, gotcha. I love
Called
it.
Booty, by the way. Booty for all you at home.
Copyright to that booty. Shake the booty for a ride.
Shake the booty. What else is in there? Copyright that booty is a good one. Can I touch that booty?
Mike Tyson on the booty.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. That's
hey, Victor's mom.
2-2. Oh.
Question 3.
I actually don't have the other 2 written down. This is all
off the top of the noggin. Well, we're only doing 3. It just depends if we get tied.
Got bonus questions, and we're probably going to be tied most likely.
Yep.
So I got a question for you. I don't know. I actually don't know if you're going to get this one. You ready? How many times over the past 5 days did we break the law?
Well, this is kind of an interesting count because I think it happened more than the number I'm about to give you.
Probably, but I can think of a few.
I have 3 in mind.
Okay.
And that would be the stop signs we blew collectively.
Red lights.
Red lights.
Collectively, we did run 3 red lights.
So that's what I'm thinking of immediately. I'm trying to think of what else.
I just want everyone to know we ran.
We jaywalked a lot though, so like you're not counting those. So I'm just gonna go with 3. I'm just thinking of the red lights.
Given us tickets 100%.
I'm just gonna go with the 3.
5.
What were the other 2?
The other 2 was at Duke University. We parked in an illegal parking spot that you needed a permit for.
Oh yeah.
And we had to hustle back after we took a picture with a statue.
Yep. It was a camel.
The other. Regardless, that's 1, so you still got it wrong. But I'm also going to count this one at UNC. There was about an hour where we were illegally parked at a parking deck without paying.
Well, yeah.
So we did pay. We just didn't pay for the entire time.
That's a good point.
The 3 red lights was my personal favorite. I ran 2, and you ran 1.
Yes. So I don't get the point for that one.
You don't.
Okay, so I don't think you're going to get this one, so I think we will have a tiebreaker. But if you get this one, I will be extremely impressed.
Okay.
We're going for the walk-off here.
Answer's 3.
It's not a number question.
Okay, sorry.
So yesterday, Monday, our final interview of the trip was Duke play-by-play broadcaster for the Blue Devil Network, David Shoemate. He does play-by-play for football and basketball. We'll hear from him within the next week or 2, depending when we squeeze him in. That interview, good interview, talking all things Duke. But off the record, we were in an elevator with David twice.
Okay.
The second time we were in the elevator with him, he mentioned his alma mater. He graduated in 2006. What's his alma mater?
Really? The only reason I remember this, you can't do a North Carolina guy. I heard a North Carolina school. I'm going to give you the North Carolina school. He graduated from Appalachian State. 2006?
I just told you that. But yes, 2006.
Oh, that's why I got it then. You want to know who else graduated in 2006? B-Dot also graduates in 2006.
I don't think that's right. I thought he said 14 years. I thought it was 04.
I actually don't remember. Sorry, B-Dot.
I think it was 04, B-Dot. So there you go. Congratulations. But I have a bonus question for you.
We've both got bonus questions.
So why don't you just make this a four question thing since you got the...
Yeah, sure. You're going to get mine easily.
Go ahead.
So, hopefully. So we were at the Walmart in Durham in question. And we, not in question, but we talked about it on the first question. And we had a little malfunction with the self-checkout machine.
Oh, yeah.
We tried to use cash and a card, and then
if you're going to ask me the name of somebody, I'm not going to remember.
The entire thing froze, and we were screwed over. But we had a man come help us. He didn't know what he was doing, so he had to get some manager, supervisor lady.
Nice lady.
She came over. She's talking, and she just talks to the guy that was helping us, and she's like, "Yeah, I get off at what time?"
9:51.
9:51 is correct.
9:51, and I broke in, and I go, that's a good story. So she's talking to somebody, and I wait about 20 seconds. I let that sit in my brain. And if you know me by any means, if you know me at all, you know that I cannot stand there and not say something about it being 9:51 that she gets off. So I'm serious. It's probably about 15, 20 seconds of just dead silence.
Yeah.
And we're waiting for this register to unfreeze or whatever, the self-checkout. And I go, that's eavesdrop. But did you say 9:51 is when you get off? And she goes, yeah, I got a 9-minute grace period. I go, what the hell? Why 9 minutes? She goes, I don't know how to make the rules.
She said I can show up 9 minutes early, or get off 9 minutes late, or whatever she said, or show up 9 minutes late and get off 9 minutes early.
Yeah.
Which makes absolutely zero sense to me.
Yeah, I don't get it either.
Does she always get the grace period is my question. Or is it like if you don't take your break, do you get a grace period?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I didn't dive into it.
Then you proceeded to give her what you call knucks.
I thought I gave her a high five.
You didn't. You gave her knucks.
I like it. I like it a lot. She had some really nice fingernails.
I think
they were long and
that
purple.
Was insanely odd for you.
Well,
to
they were
say.
fake.
That was.
They were
care.
fake.
I honestly don't care. She had some nice fingernails. Mm-hmm.
She did. They were long and fake, and maybe that's why I didn't give her a high five because I didn't want to break her fake nails.
That's true. Have you ever wondered? Have you ever seen people with really long fake nails and wonder why in the world?
Yes, dude. Really, PG-13 here. Please turn off if you're not that age. Have you ever wondered what it's like to wipe your ass with those fake nails? Seriously.
Not even
how do people do that?
No.
You've never thought about that once?
Not even. That's actually.
Think about
I'm
that.
Think about it.
Think about that.
I would just be worried all the time because they pay for these, right?
Right.
And some of them are really elaborate. Like it's got to cost like upwards of $75 to get these nails done.
Just these pieces of plastic that are colored pretty colors.
You're just gonna open a door and it's gonna break off.
Yeah.
Like they're super long.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
It's still pitch dark out. It's 5:30. Doesn't the sun come up at this point?
Do you not have sunrise in Wisconsin?
Well, we do it like at 5:30, I think.
You just about said 6, so how about you answer the question for yourself? It's not 6 yet, is it, Alex?
Yeah, you're right. You win.
Thank you.
All right, let's move on to our finals. Yeah, is it? Let's not move on. Well,
it's a true or false question, right?
It's a true or false question, and it's subjective, but I want you to answer it how I would like it answered.
Okay.
Bojangles is trash. True or false?
Considering it is one of the only fast food restaurants I can eat, it's false.
You're incorrect. We're tied again.
Okay.
Bojangles is terrible. I feel bad for everyone in the South. That chicken is some of the worst chicken I've ever had.
I'm not going to comment on the chicken because I do not eat that garbage. But
like the mashed potatoes, and the mashed potatoes were the best part, and they weren't even good.
I will say Bojangles has the best chicken in the South. If
that's all you got,
listen
for chicken.
Listen, can you shut your mouth? Listen, I told you already. The Bojangles we went to was hot garbage. Everything.
So why did
bad.
you bring me to that Bojangles? This is your fault.
And the thing about Bojangles, at least in our area, is they're so streaky. You go to one and it's great. Then you go there another time. You go there 5 hours later and it's terrible. You never know what you're going to get. And they mess up your order half the time, but that's just part of the fun.
You're unbelievable.
They messed something up with you, I'm pretty sure. You didn't get a fork or something. No, I didn't get a straw.
That's what happened. You didn't get a straw, yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah.
So
we're tied again. But you won anyway.
Bonus question. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I don't know.
All right, wonderful. What airport are we in?
Raleigh-Durham International.
All right, you win.
Thank you.
Ooh, I missed. Want to go get that?
I'm not actually going to go get
that. Okay, I'm going to go get it. I think this mic cord's long enough. I just threw a tag. Victor, keep everyone company for 1 second.
Hello, everyone. So actually, we are going to go ahead. Okay, good job. And I guess we're getting to bandwagons real quick, right?
It stuck to my finger,
okay.
And it almost didn't go in the garbage can the second.
I guess. Yeah.
All right, let's party.
So I went first, Trivia in Bolivia. You're going first, bandwagon.
All right. Well, for my final little talk here on the bandwagon in North Carolina,
really serious,
this is
isn't it?
depressing. No, I'm actually not going to be serious at all about this.
Okay, cool.
So I would like to jump on the bandwagon of New Adventures with Craig.
Who is Craig?
Craig would be Craig Culver.
Okay.
Craig Culver is the CEO of Culver's, the wonderful restaurant that originated in Wisconsin.
Wonderful, quote unquote.
Much better than Bojangles, for the record.
I'm gonna go ahead and say incorrect, but that's
not even close.
Okay.
It is way better.
Okay.
Not even a conversation than Bojangles.
Okay.
I'm having a hard time remembering or finding this guy's name, but a former assistant scouting director with the Iowa Hawkeyes, finished up his scouting career, finished up his coaching career. I don't know if he parted ways with Iowa because I can't find the article all of a sudden. But he has now opened 3 Culver's franchises in the state of Tennessee.
State of Tennessee.
Yes, so Culver's is going nationwide, and it's getting bigger. It's going to Tennessee, but think about it. We're only in cheese curds are coming to Tennessee, which means they're coming to a place near you.
I don't want cheese curds. I don't eat that garbage.
Vegan cheese curds.
If they were vegan cheese curds, I probably still would eat them, but that's good to have. Cheese curds sounds garbage.
They are the most delicious.
Disgusting.
I'm putting you on blast. I'm making a graphic that says cheese curds sound garbage.
Okay, and then
everyone from Wisconsin is going to.
You know what?
Skip.
Scoopity whoop de poop.
But I forgot what word I was looking for. I'm tired. It's tired. I can't speak anymore. So it's your turn.
Okay, thank God. Speaking of Wisconsin, the people are going to be angry with me and probably go off on me and drag my body through the streets or something. I don't know. You know what? I'm jumping on the bandwagon of the Wisconsin Connection.
Oh boy,
Alex, we've spoken to 1 million people this weekend. From random guys at the Dean Dome to high up athletic directors, all of this stuff. Random people at a pool party. A lot of people like that. And it seems like the one thing that I feel like you had an advantage over me. I'm better than you in every aspect of everything in life. but
not quite.
But you had one thing over me, and it's a simple fact that all people had to do to make a connection with you is talk about Wisconsin.
Yep.
Not even if they've been there. Some people had parents that lived there. Some people partied on party buses in Milwaukee.
Yep.
every single person that you mentioned you were from Wisconsin, I'm pretty sure said either I've been up there, I've been to Lambeau, or I've got to go to Lambeau. I got to get up there.
Every time. Every
and
single time.
It's 100%. Like, all you have to do is say I'm from Wisconsin. They know Lambeau Field. They're gonna you got a conversation starter right there.
Yeah, exactly, which was very nice because obviously I did not know many people coming down here. And we went to that graduation party, which was way out of the comfort zone. I didn't know anyone. I ended up making friends with the grad, so that was cool.
That was good.
But she was at my unofficial going away party as well. So shout out to MK. But we were so yeah, I mean it was yeah, I'm from Wisconsin. So I was getting a lot of looks because I was the guy with the accent, which is weird because down here everybody has an accent.
That's false.
Listen to you for
Don't
God's
have
sake. But yeah, everybody has an accent down here. All of a sudden I was the kid with the accent, which was funny.
You were.
So that
Wisconsin.
that Wisconsin. So that was different for once in my life. So that was fun.
The funniest part is the fact that, like, you could tell it, like, at least I could tell it was your 100% go-to conversation starter. Is I'm from Wisconsin. So we'd be, like, walking with an elevator attendant or something like that, and you'd be like,
those still exist?
I don't think so. And you'd be like, I just flew down here last Thursday. I'm from Wisconsin. Like 100%. Like, we could just be standing.
Yeah, I used it so many
every
times.
single time.
Well, think about it. Like, even at like restaurants, I'd be like, "I'm from Wisconsin. Give me whatever's good."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which made no sense.
Well, like, we don't have these in Wisconsin. This is gonna be my only time coming here. Impress me. Win me over.
I'm pretty sure you guys have French fries in Wisconsin. You'd be ordering tater tots. You're like, I'm not familiar with these. I'm from Wisconsin.
Watch it.
I'm just saying. I'm pretty sure that was Rich Eisen that just walked through the door. Look, that bald guy over there. You see him?
Where am I looking?
Over there with a suit. Looks like Rich Eisen.
Hey, Rich Eisen.
I think I've realized something.
What's that?
I think you realized it too a little bit while we were at the Dean Dome for Antoine's camp.
Yeah.
I'm awful when it comes to people who look like other people. I look at people and I'm like, oh, he looks like Eddie Murphy, and then it doesn't look anything like Eddie Murphy.
You're bad at that.
Yeah, because I feel like I said that a bunch while we were just standing around the court, and I was like, oh, that guy looks like Fred Siegel, and you're like, what? No, he's not. No, he doesn't.
Yeah, you're not good at that.
Yeah,
people also said I look like Grayson Allen yesterday.
They did say that. I see the smile. That's it. You guys have very similar smiles.
I don't like it. I'm gonna trip you when you leave.
Don't doubt that.
Well, that'll do it. That'll conclude.
I want to go ahead real quick, give a rundown real quick. I want to give shout-outs to Chris, to Scott, to everybody involved, to Jalen, to Kathy, to Beverly, to Terry, to Vicky, to Tori. Shout out to Tori.
Shout out Tori.
MK.
Cousin Tori.
To Brand, to Reeves, to Matt. Who else is there?
So many people.
Brian. B-Dot.
No, B-Dot.
Who else is there? Antoine Livis.
Antoine Livis. Definitely
Paris.
Antoine Livis. Paris Key, who we'll hear from.
Shout out to whoever your
David
pilot.
Shoemate.
David.
Yeah, shout out to my pilot who might have been sitting next to you.
Yeah. What if that's your guy? Who did he look like? I feel like he looked like somebody. Yeah.
You're terrible at this stuff. So that will conclude our one of two shows here in North Carolina.
Oh, Mike. Got a shout out to Mike as well.
Oh, shout out to Mike.
Yeah.
Big Mike.
Big Mike.
Big Michael. He's got a thick accent. So that'll conclude our second show in North Carolina. A lot of the interviews from this GNCRT will be coming up in the next, 3 weeks, it looks like. 2.5 weeks to 3 weeks. So stay tuned. We got B-Dot on Thursday with a special appearance from an NBA All-Star. I'm getting choked up. This is a awesome trip.
Fun trip.
I got to get going. I got to go check my bag and all that good stuff. So, Victor, thank you for everything this week.
It was doing business with you.
Left-handed handshake.
Yep, there you go.
It's been a pleasure. Southern hospitality, ladies and gentlemen, is a very real thing.
Yeah, 100%, right?
100%.
And maybe I'll make it up to Wisconsin one day and do whatever you do there.
It's not North Carolina.
There's
but
3 restaurants and 1 retail store in the entire state, so I don't know what I'm going to do there.
We got Kohl's, we've got Culver's, and that's about it.
You've got a lot of beer. That's all I got.
All right. For Antoine, thanks again to Antoine and Livis Freeman. For Victor at FreeZeal33 on Twitter, use hashtag BandwagonPod to connect to the show. I'm Alex Strofe. You can find me on Twitter at Alex_Strofe. I'm going to go get on an airplane to Milwaukee.
You know what? Me too.
No, you're not.
I'm going to go get on an airplane to somewhere. Promise. Bet.
Thanks for tuning in. We'll have B-Dot on Thursday. Until next time.
Real facts only.
Real facts only brought to you by Victor Hensley. 1-800-BUY-TRAIN.
What up, Miss C? It's your boy V Hen. You knew I'd have to come at him again. 2018. 4 years later. Change the style up a little bit. One day I was walking down the street. I was really thirsty, so I walked a piece, had a big glass of water. Then I had to pee, so I ran all the way home. Then I opened up the door. I ran straight to the party. My bladder couldn't hold it anymore. I lifted up the seat, and then I began to pee. They went from the kidneys to the ureter, down to the bladder, where it all matters. Then through the urethra, where I'll have to release you out the urinary meters. Then it exited my penis. Then it exited my penis. Later on that night, I had a pain that I couldn't fight. I was dizzy and I had to throw up, and my temperature was as high as you know what. I couldn't take it anymore, so I had to go to the doctor. I got checked out. Yeah, boy, I was about to pass out. Then the doctor came in to give me my diagnosis. Last night I was up until 10, worrying about this prognosis. He said, well, Houston, we have a problem. I said, whatever it is, Doc, we're gonna solve it.
Tomorrow's production available in today's morning.
I'm about to put down this microphone. I'm about to put down this microphone. It was a kidney stone. It was a kidney stone. It was a kidney stone. And we out. Drive safe. Thank y'all. It was a kidney stone.